So on this week's episode of Make It with Calvin, I'm going to be diving into the highly controversial and contentious topic of crowdfunding and giving my opinions on where I think it's a good thing, where I think it's a bad thing, and where I think it's just kind of a victim of its own success. So before I go any farther, disclaimer time, not calling out any platforms, any projects. This is just a general overview of the concept of crowdfunding, my opinions on it, and that is that. And yes, I have helped crowdfund a couple of small projects. I have not pitched any projects myself. I have just donated a little bit of money to them, and that's that. So let's dive in. So first things first, I believe the biggest problem is a lack of understanding on both sides of the equation. And what I'm talking about is both sponsors and the people behind the project. Looking at it from the sponsor side, which most people are, a lot of people tend to think that because they've donated money or pledged money to a project, they're automatically going to receive the item in return, kind of like this is an online marketplace, or this is pledging to your local TV or radio station where if you pledge $20, we will send you the Calvin Witt sing-along CD. It's not like that. It's not, you're technically not buying any physical, tangible product. At the end of the day, you are providing money to help a project along, and should the project pan out, you will hopefully receive in return the item that you have pledged for as a gift. The platform that you are donating through is merely just a third party that acts as the go-between, and at the end of the day, what ends up happening is really between you, the sponsor, and the company that you sponsor through. Now, there are certain times where the company may have the legal right to jump in there, and it has happened where projects have been proven to be a scam and have been shut down, assets freezed, and refunded to the people. But at the same time, things have kind of slipped under the radar, and then bad stuff happened. I'm not going to name any names, but just, various channels, various web pages have all kinds of horror stories and things that got shipped that weren't that great and weren't what they were, cracked up to be. And some of them fall, close to what they pitched, and some of them just fall flat on their face. Oh well, you donated money, they did what they did, there's only so much you can do. So I think that is part of the problem, is everybody thinks that just because they put money in, they're going to get something out, and it doesn't go like that. The other problem is a lot of people, I think, jump into this whole crowdfunding thing going, oh my gosh, great idea, GoPro rig, everybody's going to want this, like every snowboarder, every scuba diver, oh, must go out there and sell this, without really thinking about all the stuff that it takes to make it happen. One of the things to keep in mind is, well, in the case of me and my GoPro handle, I was thankful that I know how to do everything that was involved to make it, the design, the 3D printing, the manufacturing of it, all that stuff. So that was a perk. But at the same time, the other thing to remember is you might not have that ability or that time. You may have to pay somebody to do the manufacturing for you, to do the design work for you, to do everything like that, and that can get very expensive very quickly. And yeah, having worked in the machine shop, the rate minimum is like $100 plus an hour, plus materials, plus if any special stuff is required, that may get tacked onto the order as well. So what you might think is a very easy project may get very expensive very quickly. The other person's got to pay for their machines, their lights, their energy usage, all that stuff. It's not cheap. And then you've got to pay for an engineer potentially, or a designer. There's a lot of things that add up. And then there's the platform and their percentage that they take, and things like that. So, you know, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that, you know, it is what it is. There's always more that can go wrong than you might think about, which is life, and it's not fun. So yeah, those are my thoughts on crowdfunding. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I didn't kill anybody's dreams of crowdfunding something. If you do decide to do it, please just be realistic with it. That goes to both sides of the table. If you guys have any questions about my opinions on things, well, kind of let me know down below. Please keep it civil. I'm not going to endorse anything. I'm not going to say, yes, you should crowdfund, support this thing. I just don't feel comfortable doing that on this channel. If you guys do have just general questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd like to hear your opinions on this, as obviously things have been a little bit interesting in the crowdfunding field lately. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys here next time on Make It with Calvin with more regular content. Don't worry, it's not going to be a rant channel.